Hey guys, what's up? It's Monkey. I'm back for another video. In today's video, we will be continuing What If Goku Had a Sister. This is of course part 7 to this series, and I know a lot of you have been waiting to see what has happened to Terza, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Before we do, however, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe with notifications on, as it would be really appreciated. Also make sure you follow my Instagram and share this video. I also have a lot of new what ifs I am working on that will be coming either hopefully next week, but it will probably be after next week, so yeah, stay tuned for those. So we see Terza in Namek as she finds the same ship Goku found in the original. However, instead of it not working and then falling into the exploding planet, it actually does work, which is really good. She presses a few buttons and takes off from the exploding planet, narrowly escaping death. She sees the remains of the planet as a few rocks are still there in space. We see a dismantled body floating there. It's been completely sliced up, and we see Cooler, the brother of Frieza, standing in his ship looking at this body. He arrives at the body of King Cold, and they rescue him and learn what happened, as well as Earth, and how he had his body completely torn to shreds. Meanwhile, Terza continues to travel throughout space, and a lot of you probably thought that Terza was going to go to Yardrat. But she actually isn't going to be going to Yardrat, and instead, she crash lands on a backwater planet hidden away in the universe that no one would ever come across. She expects this planet to be empty, deserted, but as she steps out, she would soon come to realize this was not the case. A massive, huge man appears, flying at her. She blocks his punch and they begin to fight. As they continue to fight, his strength increases and increases, and this is incredible. Terza is having the time of her life. She then continues to fight him and even powers up to Super Saiyan and is able to fight relatively evenly with him. The Saiyan screams and begins to pick up the power, pick up the pace. She suddenly realizes that he's kind of becoming a danger to the planet and to her, so she lands a punch to his gut, which knocks him out. A slightly older Saiyan then appears. Seeing her in her golden glow, he looks shocked, but she quickly powers down to, keep him calm. He notices her tail and her tail. Sorry, did I just say tall? He notices her tail and asks who she is, as well as if she is a Saiyan. She explains that yes, she is a Saiyan and her name is Terza. The old man reveals his name to be Paragus, and that his son, who she just fought with, is Broly. But they are also both Saiyans. This is a shocking reveal for Terza because she thought her, Nappa, and Goku and Gohan, her family, were the only Saiyans alive, and they explain their backstory as well as their hate for King Vegeta, to which Terza reveals that she actually helped kill him. Paragus is very happy to hear this and welcomes her on their planet. She tells Paragus she had just fought the likes of Frieza and King Cold and narrowly escaped. Paragus is shocked to hear this and explains how long he's been stuck on the planet. Terza tells the Saiyans she can give him a new home, and Paragus learns of Earth, and this is actually really good for him. He's really happy. In fact, any trace of evil from the original is kind of leaving now. It's kind of all gone. And the main reason for that is Vegeta. Vegeta is dead. He doesn't really have anything better to do now. So why is he going to keep this hatred for Vegeta now that he's been killed by Terza? So yeah, he accepts Terza and helps Terza. The main reason for this is Vegeta is dead and he learns more about her. Eventually, Broly wakes up and Paragus tells Broly all about her. After, Terza learns of their situation with them being stuck on Vampa for so long, and she feels horrible. She can sympathize with them, however, because she grew up on Alia and was stuck in a prison cell for many years. And even when she did finally escape, she was still on the run for the majority of her life there. So she really does feel for them. She spends many days and nights on planet Vampa, training and talking with Paragus and Broly. They really begin to bond and form a connection, and Terza really takes a liking to Broly and his kind nature. Broly also really takes a liking to Terza, and they both love fighting with each other. Terza does tell them of the Dragon Balls and how she'll probably get wished back to the planet once they learn that she is still alive, and she tells them both not to worry because she'll wish them back to Earth. Paragus is so grateful to Terza, and we then get a 6-month time skip. It's been about half a year of Terza living on Vampa with Broly, and the Dragon Balls on Earth are now active. There's of course the normal Dragon Balls and the Namekian Dragon Balls. So, of course, from Namek, and it's time for them to wish back all of the people who have died. So, Porunga is summoned, and the first wish is to restore Namek, and we get new Namek. Then they wish back all the people killed by Vegeta in one go, and this brings back Yamcha, Tien, and Chiaotzu, all of which have learned Kaioken. They then wish back the people killed on Namek by Frieza and his father. This brings Krillin back, and nobody else. Porunga then reveals Goku wishes to stay dead. Yes, similar to the Cell Games Goku, and what's funny is this happened in my other What If too. Goku decides he wants to stay dead in order to train a bit more. He wants to learn a bit more from King Kai. But they then ask about Tursa. They're obviously not happy about this, but Goku says not to worry because he'll be returning soon. And it's then revealed that she is actually alive. So Tursa is alive. Everyone is shocked and so happy to hear this. Chi-Chi is so relieved. And on a faraway planet, however, she has landed and she's been stuck on there. But as Porunga reveals all this, he then disappears because they have run out of wishes, which means they actually need to wait a couple more months. Another roughly 6 months pass, just like in canon, and they make more wishes. First off, Tursa is brought to Earth, and the second wish is to bring Paragus and Broly. The final wish is to send the Namekians to New Namek, and Broly meets everyone and starts living along with Tursa, and Paragus of course joins them. Their relationship continues to grow, and they live sort of near Goku, and roughly a year passes. With a year passing, they do revive Goku, who now has Kaioken and Super Saiyan, something which is, in my opinion, pretty cool. So yeah, Goku has Kaioken. He has Super Saiyan, which is better, but he did decide to learn it. He also learns the Spirit Bomb, which is just a cool addition. Broly is also given new armor by Bulma, and Nappa also receives some new armor. Yep, Bulma begins manufacturing different Saiyan technology. She does it just this time for Broly and Nappa, you know. In the original, she of course did it for Vegeta, but this time she's done it for Nappa and Broly. Nappa begins training for the Super Saiyan form, and Broly continues training with Tursa to unlock more power. Broly does actually unlock Ikari, but he still hasn't gotten really good control over it. Now, as a year passes, King Cold has his body repaired and becomes Mecha King Cold. He and Cooler depart for Earth, eventually arriving with King Cold having nothing but revenge on his mind. He will make sure to kill all of them. Cooler amuses this and wonders who these people could be, considering the impressions they left on his father, but alas, this is what happens when you get too cocky. Broly and Tursa, as well as Piccolo, Goku and Nappa, all sense their presence arrive on Earth, and so everyone meets up like in the original. This time we have Mecha King Cold and Cooler. They both step out and are greeted by someone just like in the original. But it's not Future Trunks, it's someone else this time. They have jet black hair and a grin on their face. "You two must be Cooler and King Cold." Cooler looks at him and smiles. "And who might you be? That doesn't matter." King Cold looks at him and is rather amused. "Well, let's see what you can do, Earthling." He smiles and the two begin to fight. King Cold is overpowering him, however. This strange man stays confident as he begins to scream. He then suddenly begins to grow in power. He starts to get a kind of green glow around him, as suddenly his muscles also bulk up considerably. His eyes take a yellow-like colour, and he lets out a ferocious roar. The burst of his energy then sends King Cold flying back. He stands back up, however, and his robotic-like parts all begin to crumble. He fires multiple death beams, and these are all easily slapped away. He is in the wrathful Ikari form. He then begins to beat down on King Cold ruthlessly, not holding back. King Cold can't stand this anymore and goes to a higher level of power, powering up. He is now somewhat able to fight equally with this strange man, who's clearly toying with him. He gets hit in the gut, and Cooler is watching this fight with intrigue. He didn't know there were humans like this on this planet. He didn't know that they existed, and considers saving his father, but he deems it useless. The fight comes to an abrupt end once the mysterious man flies up into the sky and fires a green energy blast directly at King Cold, destroying his body completely. He then smiles as he lands back down on the ground, telling Cooler he's next. Cooler, of course, doesn't feel threatened at all and tells the man that he may have defeated his pathetic father. However, you won't be so lucky against me. The man smiles and tells Cooler he wasn't expecting things to go that way anyways. Cooler powers up screaming as his body bulks up. His energy and strength both skyrocket. He has a grin and tells the young man he may be cool, but at the end of the day, he's cooler. I'm so sorry for that horrible joke. Anyways, he is then suddenly distracted, however, by the arrival of Goku and Tursa. His eyes widen, but he is then punched square in the face, sent hurtling into a nearby cliff. You shouldn't have taken your eyes off of your opponent. Suddenly, however, the man flies back out at full speed and punches Nappa in the face. I will never forgive you. Nappa looks confused. Goku holds him back, but then Cooler powers up as he then says, well, who's next? And that is where I think we should end this part off. And oh baby, so many things are happening in this part. I'm sure you're all blown away by it, so please make sure you do go and of course drop a like down below on this video. Also subscribe and leave a comment of what you thought down below. Who is this mysterious man? What do you think of him killing Mecha King Cold? What do you think of him lashing out at Nappa? What do you think of Broly and Paragus? And last but not least, what do you think of Cooler? I know this part may have been a bit shorter than I wanted it to. I was actually kind of hoping it was going to be like 15 minutes, but I was faster with my audio than I thought I would be. Please let me know if you did enjoy this video. I hope you all really did enjoy it because, I mean, this What If is getting really interesting now. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Later.